Hey, this is Crow Inquisitors, episode 67, I think. Yeah, 67. That's, man, we're getting up there.
There's actually a chance that we'll be done at episode 69, right?
Goals, big
Yeah, the finale.
Can you
It doesn't
imagine?
matter how long episode 69 has to be.
Yeah, it's
It could be 12 hours. It could be 24 hours. It's gotta be 69. Caleb, we gotta do it for the people. Okay.
For the memes, yeah.
I don't think we do. I have zero obligation to you or anyone else to end at episode 69. Let's go ahead and do beliefs and kind of remind ourselves what's going on here. The two main points being most of you, Cantarius, Dellon, and Theo, are in the demon realm, the void. And Alfons has just been severed from it because what's his face? Kraos, the leader of all demons, was using the demon realm to try to get the orb from Alfons. And so Alfons is probably still going to be kidnapped unless he can manage to convince the people in front of him that he's demon possessed. Because I think that's where we left off, was Alfons being like, aha, man, I've got Alfons. So we'll see if that works out for him. It likely will, because, Alfons is good at lying and stuff. But let's go ahead and do beliefs. Remind ourselves about that jazz. Connor, what are Cantarius's beliefs?
This world is more than blood and gold. I will increase my skill in the intellectual discipline. The world will not end, not on my watch. I will protect my friends from the dangers in the intellectual plane. I am a demon hunter. Sergio has dabbled with powers that will destroy him. I will break the discordic bond that has a hold over him.
Cool. Dellon?
Let's see. Oop, I thought I had it up. Here.
Adam's over there praying and getting in character.
Adam's tired, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Sergio may have repented, but the Inquisition is still beyond saving. I will ensure that its leaders are punished and its membership disbanded. My father and Faustus have both thrown their lots behind my nephew. First, I must determine where my sister's been taken. That probably won't happen, but we're just going to leave it there. The mountain before us looms ever larger. I must ensure that my family is safe from the threats it poses, starting with Alfons, because it's probably the one closest to me. Late in my life, I shall hold the enemies of God at bay. Many great evils converge upon us, and I will see them ruined or die trying. That's it.
Very good. Alfons?
That's me. My family will always come first. I will keep Sergio alive long enough for Cantarius to do his brain magic. We must finish this fight so that Lucerta can finally be at peace. I will help rally the forces of Lucerta against the demon. If I lose the orb, it's game over, man. I will fool the lizardy guy and the zombie that I'm one of them.
These are the worst beliefs I've ever heard.
I know, it's because I haven't had a chance to rewrite them for him. This is usually what happens.
Gotcha.
But we get the gist of it. Adam, what about Theo?
I must transcend to sainthood, protect those I love, and enact the justice of one true God. I'll strengthen my faith. There's one God, the rest are demons. Find Faustus, find the keys, and take them from him. I'm destined to save the world. Each of us are necessary to this goal. I will defend them at all costs.
Cool. All right. Well, do we want to start? I think we'll probably start with Alfons, because Alfons, Jared didn't get to do anything except for that little bit at the end there last time. So give him some chance. Give him a chance to do something. Jared, so you just popped in. As a reminder, what you're seeing, you're still on the roof of the palace of the Vatican or whatever. You are. Sergio is still there, kind of disintegrating in the background, and kind of staring at his hand that is slowly disappearing. And
it's horrifying.
Yeah, you see Gorath's crushed head. It looks like he's dead. Actually, you know what we start. This is what we'll do. We'll start the episode with a flashback to what happened here.
What the heck?
So Gorath, I described this last time. You just didn't notice, I guess.
Did I have to leave early last week?
I don't think so. May have just had to get up at some point.
It was a pretty brief mention.
Yeah, it was brief, but I didn't mention it. I think we see. I don't think I'll play out every moment of this, but we see the moment where Furio, this giant zombie, literally looks like a hulking zombie at this point. And Podino, demon possessed lizard dude, walks up, up here. And the only person up here, the only two people up here that have like cognizance of what's going on is Sergio, and that is very limited, and Gorath. And so, Cantarius and Alfons slump. Their body slump as they go into the demon realm. And Gorath is kind of like left the only person up here who's like can do anything. And he's just like, guys, hello. Okay, I can read your mind. That's terrible. That's going on. But why'd you leave me here? And then he's just like looking around, like, okay, Sergio's still dying. I don't know if there's anything I can do. And he's maybe about to try something. When Furio and Podino show up. And I think it's like Podino.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I didn't realize Podino crushed his head. I thought Podino.
Well, it's probably Furio, but yeah. So basically what we see, and I'm not going to play out this whole sequence because I want to jump into the action, but we, if this was a show, we would have gotten this whole big flashback sequence right at the beginning of this episode before the credits rolling, where Gorath is basically facing off against Podino and Furio, right? And I think it gets revealed.
I see what you did there, facing off.
Yeah,
I get it. Because his
Heading
face
off,
got
yeah.
crushed. It's awful.
I was going to say, because he only has a face.
Yeah, Gorath is trying
Yeah,
to
I know.
head off this from getting any worse.
Oh.
Hey, is
Uh,
he biting their kneecaps?
yeah. Basically, what ended up happening
More like the
is Gorath attempts to use his magic to stop them. And he seems to get confused because like it feels like there's magic coming back, and it's not from Podino, which we saw him maybe even teleport in with Furio. But at least seems like Furio himself is like his body is kind of morphing and changing. Like basically what Gorath is trying to do is do physical discipline on him, right? Is like, try to break past that barrier that usually is there for he might even be like maybe like trying to make the floor into like quicksand basically, so you can Furio is going to sink into it or something like that, right? Using the physical discipline to do that sort of stuff. And it seems like Furio is using the physical discipline in response and like countering what Gorath is doing. And by the time Gorath is like questioning, he's like, "Who are you?" That's when like Furio gets the best of him and then squashes his head. And then very shortly after that, we see Alfons come to. So we don't have a whole lot of context for what was happening there. Maybe Gorath knows more if he's still alive. But Alfons, you come to, and you just like, I think you said rapier wit, go right into the lie and just pretend that you are. What was you think you said? Aha, man, I've got Alfons.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Well, not men because they're. Or are they deep? Are they possessed?
I think we know as players that Podino is at least.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you would be able to tell that look at a glance.
Yeah.
So you just say that?
Yep.
All right. I think that's a falsehood test.
Or well, I assumed we'd go with the conversation more before I.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and then that's fine too. And that was kind of my question.
Okay.
And I think I don't know. I think I might want to just have you make the falsehood test. I don't know if they would. These two aren't very talkative, so I don't know how much they would actually say in response. I think if this is the thing that matters here is, can you just convince them in the first impression? Because that will change. Either they'll attack you because you failed, or they'll be like, "Okay, cool, come with us," and then that's all they would say, right?
Okay. Yeah. If there's like hesitation, I think he'd like go on from that to
Sure.
add
Yeah,
more
you can
to
add
the-
more. You can add more. Yeah.
Okay.
They just kind of glance at each other.
From like any of the interactions with the demons I've seen, is there like any like etiquette that they use with one another? Like from sneaking into the meeting, like how they address one another.
You can make a demonology test. You're learning that.
Let's go. Is failing this make the ob harder?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean, it would either be like demonology or like a demon etiquette or something dumb like that. Like, I don't think you're gonna succeed on that roll. So
it's fortuitous that you two have come. What's the state of the city? I've been otherwise engaged.
Yeah, I think Podino says the city is almost ours. That's all he says. He's looking at you, kind of like trying to gauge what's going on.
All right. Well, the next step of the plan is we need to get Dellon's body.
Very well.
I need you two to go search the city.
Oh, I see. So you just
I'll deal with this one. And I point at. I'll deal with the traitorous scum.
You're pointing at Cantarius.
Well, and Sergio.
Well, I don't think anyone's worried about Sergio. He's kind of just dying. So, okay, yeah. I think this is where we make the falsehood test because either they believe.
I was just thinking like rebel scum.
There will be various riches in store for whoever finds and deals with Dellon.
Okay, all
right. So, falsehood, bullcrap wise, persuasion.
Yeah, those all seem good so far.
Haggling? No,
I don't think so.
Noble wise, because Furio is a noble.
I'm gonna say no.
Not anymore.
It doesn't even matter anymore. Like, he's transcended being a person, so I don't think that matters.
And when Podino gives me that like that
calculating
the suspicious look, he'll like flare like the greenish like pain aura of the essential discipline. To fork in intimidation.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
I'm picturing Furio like the comic book version of Bane.
Yeah. Oh, that is 100% what I was imagining in my head.
I'm just thinking like this, super hunchback, and he's just like, oh man, okay.
Pretty much. Yep.
It's a little more slime.
Yeah. Yeah. Various body parts are like half off and stitched together. Didn't it like you behead him? No, you didn't behead him. You like burned him inside out
the first time.
Yeah, you burned him inside out with like fire. Alfons did to kill him. So you got a couple of hits on him. Maybe you cut off his arm. Either way, he's kind of banged up and stitched together. Yeah, intimidation makes sense. That's all fine with me. You could probably do
oratory.
You could do oratory. Yeah.
Okay, what's the
The ob is going to be. I'm going to double check.
I mean, it's their wills plus.
Yeah, the thing is, it's going to be the highest will because if one of them doesn't believe, then the other they can check with each other. I'm just trying to find this character. I'm going to say it's an ob 7.
What is
because of factors that you don't know.
I might not
the base ob was 4, and there's a +3 ob penalty for reasons.
Okay. Oh boy. Can I use the influential discipline on
them? You could. Yeah, I'll allow it. I will allow it. Go ahead and give it a shot. You're just trying to give yourself advantage dice, basically.
Yeah.
That's probably the thing that makes the most sense. You know, obviously the narrative is like you're kind of soothing or writing their emotions or whatever, right? But
Okay. I'll fork in continuous and essential into the influential roll. Spatial probably won't help.
how many dice are you going for?
Probably, I think 2 to be on the safe side.
Ob 3.
Okay. Let me come up with a name for this spell.
I got nothing. I think it's
What does the spell do?
counterintuitive
It
for me to offer you
influences
help
people.
anyway.
What was that, Jared?
Just influencing people.
Isn't that
Yeah.
what the influential discipline does?
It's giving me a bonus, a +1 bonus by like what even the influential discipline's weird because I feel like it only does one thing.
Well, it's
Yeah,
writing
I mean,
and soothing, right? So it's the
it's
direction
basically, yeah. So I mean, you can do more of that. So the description that it gives is the influential discipline is used to sense, mask, and manipulate emotions, whether in a crowd
Okay.
or one-on-one. With it, one can become a master of social settings. You can use it to hinder, give you advantage, give someone a trait, right? You can make them, angry or whatever, right? Something like that. Give them some like more permanent trait.
I've got a truck to sell you, and it's about making people trust you.
You can do illusions with it, right? And you can mainly just, it'd be like an emotional illusion, right? They're feeling something like something's gonna get them or something, right? And then lastly, you can use it as practical magic, so like a proxy for the following skills. You can use it for empathy, which is basically read people's emotions, figure out what they're feeling and thinking.
Mhm.
Any social skill at a +2 ob, or torture at a +1 ob. So those are your options. Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. So 2 dice. And then, ob 7 falsehood. Yeah, Jerry does not have, he has an exponent 4 falsehood, or G4, but still 4. So he not quite as high of a starting point as his persuasion.
Because of how obsessed Furio was with Dellon, he's like in the closet, right?
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
That's the only way that makes sense.
He's a zombie now. I don't know if it matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Even if that was true, which it's not, it doesn't matter. He has an anime rivalry relationship with Dellon, or at least he did.
2, 4, 5.
Or at least in a different genre or in tone, he would. This is more, grimdark, but
takes out the picture in his wallet, and he's like,
Can you
I hate
thing to
you,
get rid of my wound again?
"You, Dellon."
Okay, well that would be a little bit too much. What do you say, Jared?
Do the thing to get rid of my wound.
Oh yeah, you spend a person. You have 1 wound die right now.
I think so.
I think you'd just have to spend 1 persona for the
Yeah.
scene. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and spend 1 persona, and you put this on health, by the way, when you spend them.
Okay. Well,
You've done this a few times, so feel free to
done it a bunch.
throw in some persona there.
You said ob 7.
Yep. Ob 7.
Let's
Woo,
go,
nice.
baby.
Good job. Yeah, still gray shaded, so that's helpful. Okay, cool. So I think Podino seems to believe you right away.
He's not very smart.
Yeah,
He can't even start a fire with one matches.
Yeah. And but what's his face? Furio seems to take more time, and I think you were probably paying more attention to Podino when you're talking, because Furio.
I think the thing that gets Furio is telling him to go look for Dellon.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense. I think like you didn't notice, we see this like real intelligence in his eyes, an intelligence that wasn't even there before like for real Furio, right? There's something going on with him right now. And so he almost doesn't believe you. And then when you mention Dellon, it's almost as if his his inner instincts, his primal instinct to hate Dellon like overrides any critical thinking that's happening. And he just like kind of hands on his sword, like just kind of grunts, and then they nod and head out.
Sorry for sending round 3 your way.
Thanks.
Yeah, that is basically what's going to happen. But Alfons, yeah, you're okay now. And you see Gorath, his crushed head. You see Sergio disintegrating, and you see Cantarius' limp body.
Probably gonna try healing both of them.
Yeah, what you don't see, Alfons, and I'm actually curious if you would think of this. Do you want to make a perception check for me? Just a straight perception, to see if you remember something. Because obviously Jared hasn't, but I think Alfons might.
3.
I think 3 is good enough. Liren isn't here anymore. The leader of the Inquisition, the witch hunters or whatever that you were fighting before you went into the demon realm. He like Cantarius knocked him unconscious, but he's like gone.
Interesting. Why didn't he kill us?
You don't know?
Oh. Okay. He's gonna heal Head Boy and Sergio.
Who's Head Boy?
Gorath.
I know.
Well, who do you try first?
Who look? I mean, wow. Who looks worse? A smushed head or like a dissolving,
slowly disintegrating, crushed skull. Both pretty bad.
Hey, Gorath, buddy.
I don't think you get an immediate response. You have a belief about this, Alfons. I think you would go for Sergio first.
Yeah, you go for Sergio.
Yeah. And I don't think Gorath like has a response for you immediately, so that probably clinches you. You're like, well,
the only reason
okay.
he could possibly go for that is like he could probably help with the Sergio role.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe we get a brief shot of Ludwita, Gorath's apprentice. They're on a ship, and Gorath's body just like falls over, and Ludwita's like, no, what's happening, Gorath, and then we, go ahead, Alfons, make that roll. I think this is mainly going to give advantage dice to Cantarius. Right? Like, I think that's probably what it is, because like the main thing that needs to happen here is Cantarius needs to stop the bond entirely. Mm-hmm. So the only thing really that Alfons can do is, because he doesn't have the intellectual discipline, is he can try to halt this disintegration with the essential discipline. So I think if it makes sense to you, Connor and Jared, I think this is like Alfons giving you advantage dice on whatever that roll will be.
Okay, well, he gets +3.
Nice. Would you fork it? And you got 5 forks there?
2 from the orb, 2 from it being named. It's the aid one. I don't remember what I named it. Golden Embrace. There we go. And then 1 from Continuous.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So how many dice did you say?
He gets +3.
3 dice. Okay. So I think at that point we cut over back to Cantarius. So I mean, Dellon and Theo, in theory, you could like go back to the planet now if you wanted to. But also you could help Cantarius with what he's about to do. And I'm assuming that's really the only thing you want to do here still, Cantarius, is just like help Sergio, like find that bond and figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you say anything to Dellon and Theo? Like this is what I'm going to do next, or what?
Yeah, because like I think they're thinking, okay, let's get back. We got stuff to do.
Okay, we killed the demon. Because they had no idea that this is even happening to Sergio, right? They're in completely different places. So
yeah.
So Connor, do you tell him?
Yes.
I do that thing.
What do you actually say? Because I mean, Dellon and Theo just kind of like showed up, right? Like you just like called them, and they just like, okay, yeah, let's go, let's fight a demon.
Do we have a choice of whether or not we get sucked into this demon realm if Cantarius like?
I think
So
so.
I gave you all a trait that just allows you to do it at will, I believe. So I think you can do it without me.
I think the prerequisite is that a demon must have just had a bond broken in front
There's
of
got to
them.
be a threat to follow, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can kind of do it on our own otherwise. Like as long as there's something to follow.
And it was Sergio that we kind of followed.
No, it was the god that Dellon killed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
Wait, so what is the thing that I know that I'm telling Dellon and Theo about?
That Sergio is dying.
Oh, wait, I didn't tell them that before? Or they
There hasn't
can't
been time.
tell? Oh,
So
because they were still at the bottom of the
Yeah, we're not
building.
with
That's
you.
right. Okay.
they were in the courtyard, like
Um,
away from the palace. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so but we're still in the intellectual plane, right?
Yes. So the
Okay.
idea here is that like Cantarius needs to stick around here to try to
Yeah.
stop that, like find that bond and cut it off at the source. Dellon and Theo don't know that this is happening, so they're just
Yeah,
like, okay, we killed the
um,
demon, right?
Right. I think Cantarius is just like looking around, looking for that bond, and maybe like turns around because he thinks he sees it, and he's like, "Go on without me. I have a bond to break here."
I mean, you could do,
ooh.
yeah, you could do that, but you also know like the demons are here, so leaving Cantarius here alone is probably not the best idea in the world either.
That's
that's
fine.
what
I
I'm
got this. I'm gonna roll aura reading.
Well,
Intellectual.
okay, just wait 1 second. Well, like what did Theo and Dellon say to that?
I said exactly that. Who?
Sergio.
Why would I ki- What do you mean, Sergio? You're what?
Actually, it's Sergio, not Sergio, because it's a GIF, not a GIF.
Are you?
I just say, he's changed. He's repented of his ways, and now I'm going to save his life.
Well, he's done that before, but I hope you know what you're doing. Are you sure you're going to be okay being in here alone? Demons can kind of just show up whenever they want, as far as I'm aware.
Considering we have a vindictive GM, maybe you should stick around. I'm kidding. Obviously, because that's
It's
breaking the fourth wall.
GM because it's a GIF.
That's right.
That was too perfect. That was so on the like you were just on that, David.
Yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think Cantarius just nods.
Sure.
He thinks he's gonna be okay.
And if you're not, you can always like sever the bond yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could always just come back. Like, it's not like they can trap me here. I can just be like,
Sure.
wee.
Well,
Right.
they could try.
No, I mean, I can leave at will. I have a trait that I can come and go at will.
Yeah, I mean, they could try to give you a different trait, right? They're demons. They could do stuff. They could do weird things.
All right.
Just
well,
saying.
Good luck.
I'm gonna roll then
Usually.
to make an aura reading real quick. Well, yeah. How about you stick around till I know it's actually here? If I fail this roll, I'll just come with you.
Oh,
Yeah, fair enough.
Sure.
Fair enough. We can make the roll now, and then if Cantarius, like right before they leave, you can be like, okay, actually, never mind. I can't find it. Right.
I mean, I think he's just making this roll as he's looking, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's not even. He's like very absent-minded in this conversation. I think the only thing I can fork in is sensory discipline. Usually, guess the only thing
yeah.
I've been able to use for this. So,
Yep.
what's the It's been like a 4, right, for aura reading.
I think it might be harder for this one, because you're trying to find.
I mean, I already have done aura readings on him before to find the tether. So
I don't know if you found the tether, did you?
I mean, yeah, like so when I do aura reading on people, I can see the tether.
Right, but
And
like,
then
what
after
trait
we
did you discover
kill-
last time with him, if any?
I did it on everybody in the church, so I know all of his bonds.
I don't think that's how that works. You did a so as a note, you did it temporarily. You don't have like a constant knowledge of all bonds that you've ever discovered necessarily. Right, like you know that these people are demon possessed, but you'd have to like the thing. Okay, here's the thing. The thing with Sergio is that he's different from a possessed person. He doesn't have the possessed trait. He has a different trait.
Okay.
Right, that like makes him into a demon, and I don't think you've found that yet. Like you knew there was something weird going on with him, but I don't think you've actually found the trait that like.
I mean, I successfully did an aura reading roll on him to find out his bonds to the intellectual plane.
When
I did it on every person in the church, like the entire church building.
I'm almost positive I'm almost positive I told you there's something weird going on with him, but he's not possessed. Right? That's all I told you.
Okay.
So
why didn't you tell me more?
I was just about to say the reason I told you more is because he has a very special trait, right? He has that you have to like actually discover. But I'm gonna double check.
I mean, I made an aura. I succeeded at an aura reading roll though, so that I'm confused as to why I don't get to know what his specific trait
you
is.
succeeded at an aura reading roll that was all before, I believe, to discover the possessed trait. I'm almost positive that was like the base ob is like that was the trait you were trying to find, right?
I guess I don't know how it works mechanically, but in narratively, I can see people's bonds, so I succeeded at seeing what he was tethered to, right?
I don't think so. Like mechanically, you find specific traits.
Okay,
right?
so that was the I didn't understand how it works mechanically. That's
so
fine.
Most of the time, that's like almost with everyone, it's just possessed. That's always what you're looking for. So this is a special case where he's.
Well, do I have to know the trait to make the roll? You know what I mean?
So. Yeah.
So I have to look for a specific trait,
and it's not
to be is this person possessed, and look for it.
I think the key here is that So let me check what aura reading actually does. You might be right about this actually. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Because if I have to know it beforehand, I don't see how I could sit here and make 20 rolls, be like, is he this? Is he this? Is he this?
You're right. Yeah, seeing a die or call on trait is ob4. There's nothing higher than that for that. It would be like trying to give someone the trait, or that's when it matters what kind of.
They also have traits that make that harder, right? Like
that's
the one
true. Yeah,
most the demons have, where they can. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he has that. Let me double check that. That would be that's probably the only thing that would matter. Where is Sergio? There he is. So he has, he does not have obscure aura. Okay, so then you're good. The trait that he has, sorry about that. I forgot what aura reading actually did. I was thinking like the trait magic stuff, where like what matters is the cost of the trait, and
right. I mean that's fine. I thought you were just doing it because you wanted it to be like dramatic.
I mean, kind of, but I'm not gonna negate a roll that you already made that you should have known about. The trait that he has, like that actually like is kind of the trait in mechanically that's like giving him this demon magic stuff, is celestial sight. It's like the upgraded version of second sight.
Okay.
Those with celestial sight do not see as mortals do. No visible light affects their eyes. Instead, their vision is confined to the realm of auras. They see the pure auric emanations given off by life, arcana, and ephemera. Celestial sight is an improved version of second sight. These abilities show a cloudy, distorted window to the other side, whereas celestial sight sees clearly and without impediment. Anyway. So we've realized all this time Sergio hasn't actually been seeing anyone. He's been like seeing their auras and like
He's like a steel inquisitor. He's just seeing
exactly. Yep.
levels in their body.
Exactly. But yeah, that's the trait that you're gonna have to like get rid of to solve this.
Okay, so I think while they're like, "Are you sure?" Cantarius like walks absentmindedly towards the or I guess absent-minded to them, walks towards the like tether that is pulling on Sergio, and he sees that it's like different than the normal like demon bond. I don't know, it's crackling with star energy since it's a celestial site. You know, something like that.
I mean, celestial sight is the trait in Burning Wheel. What it really is doing is like making him into a demon. Like this is how all demons see the world, right? Is like just auras. It's all. So maybe auras, it's right.
Maybe it's not just a tether, but it's like pulsing, like an umbilical cord. It's like pulsing.
Yeah. That is a good,
black energy.
Perfect imagery. Yes, 100%.
And I don't know. I guess he. I don't remember how he's been cutting these before, but I guess for this one, he puts his hands around it and he tries to just like tear it off.
Yeah, that is a good question. How have we done this before? You did like an exorcism on a dude. Did you just?
I don't remember if we described a specific cutting or not.
No, I'm not like the narrative thing is fine. Like I don't, whatever, however you want to describe it is fine to me. I'm thinking mechanically, like what did we actually roll to? Like I think you did.
It was intellectual discipline. Yeah.
Yeah, but what was the like what was it that you were doing?
I think it was just removing a trait, right? I mean, we just
were you so in the rules you can't remove a trait. You give traits.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I gave them the acquiescent.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was
trait
thinking,
or something like that to take it away.
Where it removes a trait in character burning. Yep. The more I've thought about that, the trait itself, quiescent, I think it's like the cost like 3 or something like that.
Correct.
It shouldn't. I don't think it should.
It'd just be however much the trait costs.
That's what I was thinking, right?
I'm fine with that. I don't care.
Yeah. I think that's what makes the most sense. It's a fun workaround for Burning Wheel to have the trait that takes away another trait, and I'm fine with that existing. But I think it shouldn't cost the same as just having that trait, because then you can get rid of later like a 16-point trait, with it costs 2 points. Yeah. But I guess quiescent technically is like buying this trait allows the player to neutralize and remove one required life path trait. It does.
Yeah, it's literally just so you don't have to get drunk if you're a guard and you want to waste the points
exactly.
for some reason.
Yeah. If you really care about, but I don't know why you would care about that, but
yeah, because you can just not act drunk and then it falls off. So
I guess there are like bad die traits and stuff that you wouldn't want that you could use to.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
But technically, quiescent stays on your character trait, and quiescent actually does mean something. It's like an actual word that means like idealistic. So it could function as a trait by itself at that point. But anyway, yeah, I think cost of the trait makes sense to me. So this is going to be an ob 8, my friend.
Okay. Well, that sucks. Cantarius turns back around. Sergio's gone. And he walks back toward it. He grabs onto the tether and Mary Poppins down.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
So as a note, Alfons has given you 2 advantage dice already to this.
Oh, okay, cool.
By keeping Sergio alive long enough.
And if he's there, you get the magic orb buff, right?
It's 3. He gets 3.
3 from what?
3.
Oh, but he's not.
I roll.
You did 2. 2 for him.
I did 3.
No, you did 2 for him. You did 3 for yourself. No. No. Sorry. You're right. You did 2 earlier with the influential discipline. That's what it was. I was getting confused. Yeah, you're right.
And since I'm near his body with the orb, he gets an extra +2.
I don't think so. No.
I'm like, but I narratively, I'm like right next to his body.
That doesn't matter if you were right next to Cantarius's. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're right next to Cantarius's body. I still think it doesn't matter.
Even though I'm drawing on his face right now.
No, like Cantarius is like in a different like plane entirely,
okay.
And you're not there. So That's where this magic is happening.
Gotcha.
Can I fork in brawling for this as I'm like tearing it apart, or perhaps anatomy instead?
Anatomy, no. Even though you described it as an umbilical cord, I don't think either that's actually where help. It's cool, but I don't think it helps. So real quick, before Dellon and Theo actually leave, do you want to turn back to them and be like, wait a second, I need help with this? Because they can give you like faith dice and stuff, right?
Maybe, or Dellon could use sword, so I can cut it in half.
My sword is glowing gray right now. Do great damage.
Yeah, isn't it a glowing faith sword?
Again, as much as the imagery of an umbilical cord is cool, you are not able to cut it with a gray sword. It's not actually what's happening here. It's
I thought it was
purely.
I thought it was like a holy energy sword. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm still pretty sure that's what it is, isn't it?
It is narratively, but like you are not able to affect. Like I think Dellon could like cut through it and then it would just reform. Like I don't think he can actually affect it.
Yeah, I disrupt it in some way that makes it easier for him to actually destroy. I just have to help him. I don't have to
with faith is, I think the thing that makes the most sense is for faith to help.
Well, I don't think I'd be able to pass even a +1 die.
Well, you can just help. You can help Theo, or Theo can help you, right? One way.
Pray for them.
Right.
I have to make my song come true. That's what I'm. The song I posted about Sergio yesterday.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I'm pushing for this.
A monk floats through the skies and says, "Pray for them," and then fades back to the Stronghold universe.
Oh, I was like, that sounds so familiar. Where is that from?
I guess, yeah.
I think
he tries to like pull at it, and he turns around and he says, "Perhaps the gods could assist with this one."
There's only one God.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he doesn't dress like that, Dellon says.
I don't know what you mean. What gods?
Yeah, I suppose I think Cantarius has listened in enough to Dellon's
he knows
conversations that he knows that he only believes in one God, so he probably says that. But pray to God for this one.
I just think it would be really cool to have Dellon praying for Sergio as part of this.
What was the ob increase here? Was it like 3 or something? Or 2? I don't remember.
What do you mean?
It was 2, right? Because we were in the place we're in. Or was it an increased ob to faith?
Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot. Oh,
that's why I don't think I'd be able to pass.
I think you would have gotten, because your magic comes from the great god. I think you would have had penalties to all of those rolls. To your magic rolls. I totally forgot. I'm glad you remember that, David. It's the darkest hour right now. Everybody has +2 ob.
How come you always remember
magic and
faith?
I did mention that though. I'm pretty sure I added a +2 ob to mine though.
No, yours is fine. Like I was just thinking about Alfons technically failed both of those rolls that he made.
Oh. Well, he's not in the demon realm. Oh, because it just is the darkest hour.
His darkest hour, he's connected to the great god for his magic. Like Cantarius will not be affected by this because he literally gets his magic from the demon stuff. He's cheating. But everybody else would be. Hey Jared, real quick, do you want to spend some fate and see if those still worked? Like I think this is significant enough that like we should make those rolls. Like,
sorry, I was changing a diaper.
All good.
So I wasn't paying attention to any of that.
But he's not in the demon realm, right? That was why it was.
That's not why. It's +2 ob. He has his magic is powered by the great god, and the great god's like power has been clouded from this plane. From this world.
Last session you said it was because we were in the demon realm, and it's probably hard to like get faith stuff here.
I don't think that is
because it wasn't about magic; it was about faith. That we.
No. It never came up last time, but my intention was always all magic connected to the great god, all faith is going to have a +2 ob. Because
I thought it was
the state of the world right now. No.
Okay.
It just that happened to line up with you guys being in the demon realm, and that. But it's not. It was never about that particularly. So real quick, what I'm saying, Jared, is I think both of those magic rolls would have failed.
The first one, it's too late.
Yeah, but I think I agree with that. I think we can skip past that one, but at least the one that gives Cantarius dice, I think you need to spend a fate if you'd like to try to get that one more success. You need to actually succeed because technically the ob would have been 6 instead of 4. There you go. Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure that
I think
you get an extra dice. Yeah.
No, he doesn't. But
Uh,
okay, cool. Just want to make sure that we were not breaking continuity there. I don't think that would have changed your test difficulty either. Okay, so that doesn't matter. All right, cool.
I'm gonna pray then.
Yeah, so that's the question then, I guess, is does Dellon / Theo stick around to help?
I mean,
pray?
what's the ob? It's like 5 or something, right? For 1 dice.
It's not quite that high. I think it's 4.
Or it's more to help yourself, isn't it? Or no?
It would be easier to help yourself because you have believer. It's not as easy to help Cantarius because he certainly does not have believer.
Sure. So I mean, I think it might actually be 5.
I'm gonna help if he does it.
Oh yeah, I guess if we were doing +2 ob, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, Adam, I was thinking we could both do it, but I don't think I can pass.
Okay, so blessing, which just gives a person. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, interesting. The way these are worded, it kind of sounds like it's like the aid option is like just for you, but it doesn't actually mechanically specify that. So anyway, so for you, Dellon, if you wanted to give him 1 die, it would be ob 5 total for you.
Yeah.
If you wanted to give him a chance of more, it would be ob 6 and then graduate beyond.
So I'll just help you, Adam, and cool. You can make the roll because otherwise I definitely won't be of any help otherwise.
Cool.
So is he giving me a +2, and if it's
2 dice, yeah,
2
dice.
difficulty, so just forget it.
No, because the dice and difficulty matter, even if they're both present, right? Like it's different. Having dice is different from having a penalty.
Okay.
They don't cancel each other out. So for you,
yeah,
then
it's still 2 ob, but yeah.
Yeah, do you want to try for just 1 die or more?
What would be 1 die?
1 die is ob 5. More than that is ob 6, and then if you get higher than that, you can get more dice.
I want to make it at least I'd have a 9, so I'd probably want to try at least like a 7 or something. So 3 dice.
Let's see. Let's check. What do you actually have in this skill?
I have a 7.
A 7.
So if I have a +2 from Dellon, is it? So I guess it's a +2 difficulty. So like
it's ob. It's either ob.
I already gave you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're counting that in there?
That's why
I was already counting it. Yeah. So actually, you probably don't want help from Dellon if you actually want to test on this.
What?
You don't want to help from Dellon.
The highest your ob can be is what, 6 or 7? Is that what you said?
6. 6 is the very highest it could be if you want to
I can't even get a difficulty for that.
Yeah, that's a routine at 9 dice.
Can he give me 1?
No, he cannot. He can only give you to 2. So I mean, honestly, I don't think anything is gonna make it worse, Dellon, if you did want to just try on your own. So I feel like at this point you might as well just try.
I suppose
it can't really get any worse than the Darkest Night of the Soul. So you can just make this roll. And
well, no, but we could both fail.
Yes, no, that's true. Yeah, I'm just saying if Theo wants to get a test, then he can't help. Right. Take your helping dice. Sure. In which case, you might as well just roll yourself as well.
So you said 6?
Yeah. Yeah, not even close, baby.
Man, you even got 6s in it. They re-rolled to 2s.
Oof.
You said base 6?
It would be ob 6 is you can do ob 5 if you want to, and it would be a difficult test. Either one of those is a difficult test for you. So you want to give him 1 dice or the possibility of more dice?
6 would be 2 dice.
6 would possibly be more than the 1 dice.
I'll do a 6.
Okay.
Let's go.
Nice. Yeah, that gray shade really helps. All right, cool. So you can take a difficult test for faith. And
wait, never mind. It's not like how much I succeed by.
It kind of is. You've actually gotten the max, so
I do want to kind of spend some fade. So,
well, yeah, it can't. You can if you want to, but it doesn't go any higher than that. So,
I'm just gonna put 2 fade down on it.
Yeah, that's fine. You can.
I'm not even gonna roll.
Cantarius, you get 3 more dice from Theo. He's gotten the max. But yeah, I think maybe what we even see here is like there's a moment like as you're like kind of connecting to the great God and praying for this process. Dellon, you feel Sergio's resistance, right? It's literally that that I was listening to that song the other day, that "Don't Pray for Me" by with temptation or whatever is within temptation, whatever.
Within temptation.
Yeah. And that's definitely Sergio's mindset right now. It's like, no. Like, like I may have like turned a new leaf on family. Like my decision was I care about my family and I don't want to kill them. But like, I don't believe in this God and I'm not going to stand for this. But so we see this from Dellon first, right? And because it's Dellon and because they've had this like back and forth the whole time, Sergio is just absolutely like, and maybe we even see like a Mindscape sort of sequence, right, where like Dellon can see with the eyes of faith, this disintegrating Sergio, and you reach out to him, like try to give him a hand. Did you say anything to him?
I mean, I have no idea what's going on. I didn't know that he changed. Like, I have no context.
Yeah.
Just trying to think.
And you don't have to say anything. You could just, reach out.
Yeah, maybe just reach out and says, "Doesn't have to be too late."
And his eyes snap up to you, and he, his there's like fire in them. You see the celestial, auras, like this glowing of his eyes, and they're glowing like black at this point, right?
Nice.
It's like a weird kind of void light sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he says, "Don't pray for me, Dellon. It is an insult. Every prayer I have ever given has been a lie, and yours is just as false." And then you feel like yourself fading.
Power
like you can't
of
even,
Christ compels you.
You can't even really say anything past that point, Dellon. You just feel your connection to him fading,
right.
and like nothing is happening. And then we just see this bright light behind you as Theo just steps into this like space. And
Nice.
What do you do, Theo? Like you break through to it and like help him despite what he cares about, right?
Therefore, there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ. No.
He's like, "Well, I'm condemned then."
Yeah.
I mean, you could say something similar from like.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I'm trying to think of like how I would say it in this scenario.
Not sure what they believe, but like my guess is there is condemnation.
If Alfons can do
people.
it, you can do it. I almost think like he doesn't say anything. He just gives him like a stern look, just kind of like, get over yourself.
Yeah, sure.
He's just kind of like,
cool. Yeah, and then this light washes over him, and we can see part of him start to reconstruct a little bit. As the possibility of this is present. And then Cantarius, you got to make that roll, buddy.
So this is with 7 helping dice. So I'm rolling with 15 dice. In the base ob, you said was 8.
8. Yep.
I'm gonna fail. No way.
So many 6s, dude.
Nice. I was gonna
No
say it'd be
way.
really anticlimactic if you failed this now.
Yeah, I mean, Connor, what does that look like?
I mean,
it's not.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, this is fate.
he's grabbing it, right? He's trying to like twist it so that it like snaps.
Mm.
And I think he struggles with it at first, and then when they start praying, there's like
what if
kinda
it's like
the
ice creeps on it, so that it's like, because it's like kind of like flexible, and like you can't really like twist or pop it off, like you can't rip it really.
I think it's the tear that happened with like the dark elemental before, right? That like white tear. I think like a white tear starts to appear, and he's able to like stick his fingers in that, and like pull it
Juicy.
free. And what?
Is it juicy?
Well, yeah, that's what's gonna happen next. I think when he tears it off, it like sprays like that like black ichor everywhere, like a shot of the Colossus or something. It's like
yeah.
and starts
Nice.
to like spray into the ether.
So Cantarius, when you do so, you're kind of still holding on to one end of it for a moment, right? As you're ripping it off.
Yeah.
And I think you feel nothing bad is happening to you right now.
Is it Sasha?
I'm not gonna punish you for failure.
It sprays on my eyes, and then Sasha starts talking to me about my past self.
Kind of. I was thinking more like the ichor sprays on you. You're still holding the end of the umbilical cord that goes up into the demon realm still, right? It goes up into the void. And you feel this like kind of seductive music start to play in the back of your mind. And you know, like, okay, this connection.
David starts doing the Macarena.
This power still exists. This opening to become like the demons, right? To have this power, and you could tap into it if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that sounds like an awful idea.
I know it does. I'm just saying it's technically there.
He just takes the spraying umbilical cord and sticks it in his mouth, and he's like,
yum. No,
that's terrible. I hate it. The body horror is terrible.
So, yeah, I don't think Cantarius. I think Cantarius hates this too much. I was trying to think if maybe that's something he would consider.
I mean,
I'll sacrifice myself to, but he sees what it's done to Sergio. He knows. He's like, oh,
for sure,
it's disgusting demon
so,
magic.
So maybe there's even a moment where Cantarius is like, if I didn't understand what it would do to someone, I may have decided to take this power up because then I could kill the demons better, right? Like, but I understand now that this is actually bad, and maybe it like gives you a better perspective on your own connection to the demon stuff. Like, and think about it this way, Connor. I think that's actually what is happening to you is a much, much slower version of what Sergio is that's happening to him right now. Right? Like,
interesting. Okay.
You have a very minor version of the connection that Sergio does or did.
Sure.
Right? And so you're slowly disintegrating. I'm imagining kind of like I Am Not a Serial Killer style, where like your organs are starting to like go black and right? Like and eventually if you had the abilities that Mr. Crowley did in book 1, where you could give yourself new parts. You don't have that, so they're just gonna like go black and die.
Gotcha.
So it's like slower version of what Sergio's doing, and you kind of understand that in this moment. Like you're connected to this power, and you're like, oh yeah, this isn't good.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, then Sergio is saved. And I don't know how he feels about it. Right? Like.
Probably not thrilled.
Yeah, like he's obviously not dead, but he almost wished he was at that point.
Can we get a shot of Cantarius grabs onto the umbilical cord tear and like the bottom one though, and like we all like are shooting back towards Sergio as he's thinking this through.
You can, but Dellon and Theo are gonna go back to their bodies. But you can use that as the tether down for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean they can go back down to their bodies through the same tether. I mean they just have to go a little bit further.
yeah, but it makes sense. You can follow that down if you like. So Cantarius just gives Dellon and Theo the nod, and then you all disappear.
Can I so like there's all this like black spray that's like spraying into the ether. Can we get like this wide shot of us like traveling down, and it seems like the darkness of the clouds like is a little bit brighter. Like a lot of the like demon ick is like just for a moment.
Sure. I think just for a moment makes sense. There's a bright spot.
Yeah, like
and then
it's draining of its demon energy, and then maybe we see it like fill up again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and maybe you even see like just like a single twinkling star beyond the dark clouds.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
like
remember the taste of strawberries?
Exactly.
Or Sergio.
I cannot recall the taste of food. Honestly, that's kind of where exactly. That's kind of where Sergio was at, though. It's like like he's just slowly becoming inhuman. Cool. All All right, so Cantarius, you ride the tether down. Whee! On like a hanger, right?
No. I imagine it being like since it's broken off, it's like
right.
fading,
It's like a bungee cord.
slithering
Yeah,
back to Sergio, and he that's how he grabs onto the tether and it like pulls back into Sergio.
Perfect. But yeah, then Theo and Dellon, you kind of go back to your bodies. And I think Dellon, the first thing you see, I'm trying to decide. You help me decide this. Averio was protecting your body, right? But he also is worried about your family. What would you rather he do? Leave you there?
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna double check and see. I think I have some leftover beliefs for him. They're probably out of date, but let's see. Yeah, I think his belief was more about protecting your family than protecting you, because you tasked him specifically with guarding them. Okay, right. Yeah, so that's what he does. So you're so I think, man, I think you must be like captured or something, right? Like it's like or maybe I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of you're literally in the middle of like there's a riot happening in this exact place.
I think you described him dragging me off.
Yeah, he would definitely square, he would definitely try to, like, you're not like in the middle of the square certainly, but I'm wondering if someone like would have found you. Do you want to here, let's do this. Dellon, roll a die of fate for me. That's the easiest way to just decide this. What's happened to Dellon? Okay, 5. Typically how the die of fate works is on a 1, the thing that we were considering happening happens. And I think the thing we were
being robbed. Yeah, well, I think there's a randomization mechanic I like a lot in Iron Sworn, where you decide whether or not the thing is likely, and then you just make it so like if you have no idea, then 1 to 3 is one and 4 to 6 is another, and then if it's likely, then 1 to 4 is one and 5 to 6 is the other, right? So
that's what I am wondering if like which is the likely scenario in this case.
I mean, I think it's probably likely that somebody stumbled upon me. So in this case, I would think it didn't happen because it was a 5.
They conveniently steal all your plate armor.
Yeah, that would take quite a long time. I would think that 5 would mean that it didn't happen because 1 to 4 would have been it did because it was the more likely outcome. But I mean, it's up to you. If you want to do it the way that Burning Wheel does it, I just think that only happening on a 1 is kind of like not a very good randomization.
Yeah, well, so typically it's like the thing you use Die of Fate for is like, does this door happen to be randomly open?
Like really
kind of minor stuff. Yeah, convenient luck, random stuff like that. Like really what matters here is like, did the common folk and the priests and whoever is fighting against the riot, are they succeeding or are they failing? I don't want to do like a giant bloody versus for them right now. So I'm just trying to decide. We can just do the Die of Fate as if, but we even like 1 to 4, 5 and 6 makes sense. So let's say that you have been like dragged somewhere, but by the good guys, right?
Okay.
So let's say, this is actually perfect. I forgot about a dude that I wanted to bring in for a while now. So as a reminder, I've gotten the twin Inquisitors mixed up. I've been describing Denzia as the one that is like in part of the Inquisition still and is working for Sergio. When in reality, I meant Lidio. Lidio is the bad one, the Inquisitor one that's been doing stuff with Sergio now, and the one that confronted you after the exorcism, that guy. Denzia is the other brother, and you haven't seen him for a while. I think you, as Dellon, would know that like he retired from the Inquisition after the events of season 2 and became like a church theologian guy. Like he just like started like studying theology and stuff for a while. Like just kind of like.
Is he the guy at the end of the last episode that was like talking to the crowds? You said like a random priest comes out and he's like, you don't have to be stupid.
We can probably say that. That makes sense. He has oratory.
I thought that was
it's not very good, but I had no clear idea of who that was. I just was like a random priest, but I there's been something I've been wanting to bring in with this guy for a while now that I think this would be a perfect moment to do it. And we'll say that, yeah, he was the one who did this. And I think we as players, if you're paying attention to the show for long enough, this is like the quiet scholarly of the twin Inquisitors.
Okay.
So the fact that he did this is actually a huge deal.
Right.
He has a 2 in oratory. He has like a bunch of forks that he probably could have used, but we'll say like he barely managed to do it.
Right.
And I think so yeah, it's this guy's played by Alexander Skarsgård. So that dude. And he has spectacles. He's kind of a quiet individual, and you come to, and I think you're probably in some sort of house or building or whatever that was in this courtyard that has been taken over by the good guys and is like being protected against the riots. So you're like, seated at maybe like lay down on like a couch or something, right? Denzia looks over and says, Bishop, you're awake. Are you all right? What happened to you? And he kind of walks over.
Where am I?
A noble's house of some sort. I'm not sure the noble's alive anymore.
And I don't know that any of this has happened.
Nope.
Right?
Yeah.
Can I hear it outside?
Yeah, you can hear definitely. Yeah, stuff. Yeah. No gods, no masters.
Yeah. What's happening?
A riot. There was a cult. I didn't even. The city is being overrun.
Yeah, he'll just stand up and look for his sword and see if he's, try to collect himself.
Yeah, and he says, Bishop, there's something I need to tell you.
What is that?
I was given knowledge by one of the patron saints.
Okay.
One of the saints who still wants us to win this fight, who hasn't abandoned us.
Okay.
And he says, Fortis came to me in a dream, and he gave me knowledge. I'm trying to think exactly what he'd be able to reveal to you here. I think he says, the patron saints have abandoned us, yes, but there is a light on the other side of this. There is a way to win still. I think he says, the patron saints, they've been planning all of this for so long. They want to become the rulers of this place. They want to rule over the demons, to rule over, to make sure that the great God can never come back to this place. I think he says, Shoei has attacked us, Bishop. The war has begun.
Jeez.
And the only way to stop it is to stop the god of war.
Kratos is here?
He's been pushing this from the beginning. Tannis, the god of war and darkness.
I don't suppose there's any chance we just killed him.
Yeah, we'll say that again, David.
I don't suppose there's any chance he's the god we just killed.
No, I don't believe so.
Right.
He doesn't really understand the question, but he's like, I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not sure how we go about doing that. So that might have to be a thing we try later. For now, let's get the city under control. What do you know about what's happening?
Your speech, it inspired us. Inspired the priests and the common people. We're fighting against the anarchists. We want order restored to the city. We want our city back. We are able to keep them from overrunning the what quarter of the city? I need to go to the map again. Because you guys were in the civic district, the noble quarter. Yeah, he said we've been able to keep them from overrunning the monastery and the prison, and most of the important key buildings in this district are safe for now. And they haven't been able to move into the noble estates or the palace.
Well done. What about the Holy Knights and the army? Where are they?
fighting Shoei right now.
Hmm.
Ships were able to come into the river without anyone stopping them. The Navy, I don't know what happened to them. The Navy has betrayed us or something. Someone has betrayed us. I've been in contact with a holy knight. One of the true brothers. We've been coordinating things here. They're fighting at the river.
Well, they won't be able to win that fight if they're worrying about their backs. We need to settle this riot. And I imagine the only way we'll do that is to cut it off at the head. So that's what we'll do. So yeah, I'm going to go. Basically it's like, keep doing what you're doing here. Hold the line as well as you can. And I'll end this as fast as I can, as I'm able. And then I'll head out. I'm going to try and find Alfons for. Do I have any idea where Alfons is?
No. I mean, yeah, no.
Okay. Well, then I guess I don't have time to go look for him.
It would be an easy conversation for you and Cantarius to have had, but I don't know if you would have had it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I didn't know any of this was happening, so there wasn't really any reason for me to worry.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you guys?
I don't even know where I am right now, so technically.
You're in some random house in the noble quarter here.
Yeah. I meant like in character, he probably doesn't even know where he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go out and try and find somebody important.
Okay.
In this, like the most important looking person I can find in this riot that I can try and get direction from.
On your side?
No, on their side.
On their side. Okay. Yeah. Let's take a look at his various lieutenants and stuff and see who this might be. Yeah, sure. You know what? Let's make it this guy. So you see you see this dude, played by Josh Connor. A kind of like grizzled looking soldier type. He's like in his 30s, I think. Yeah. And he kind of looks like the sort of like angry drunk soldier stereotype sort of thing, right?
Great.
Disgruntled, has been in the city guard for a while and just, that kind of guy. But he has a sword, and yeah, he's leading the kind of like fight right now that's happening. There's like a scattering of city guards and stuff. And honestly, you know what? Who you might find on the other side of this is you might find well, I'm trying to decide. No, Medetta would probably be with the king because that's where the holy knights are. So yeah, never mind. I think there's probably a need for someone like you to step up and actually help these random peasants and priests actually do something, right?
Yeah, so this is a bad guy, right? This guard.
Yeah. This guy is described. Yep.
Then I'm gonna just like push through as effectively as I can towards him. I don't know if he's on the front or not, but this thing. But I'm basically just gonna carve a path between them and him, and hopefully that'll slow them down a little before I get there.
Maybe I'm not understanding what you're saying. You're carving a path where?
To the soldier, to the guard guy.
Sure. Yeah. So,
guy.
Like through enemies that are in your way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know where he's at in this situation, but
yeah, I was just gonna say I did just describe that he was like on the front. So like, if you're carving through people, it would be your own people,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, it seemed weird to me to describe going through your own people as carving through them. I was like, are you killing them?
No, get out of my way.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Sure. Pushing way through.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's probably an easy sword roll just to kill this dude. He's actually not that powerful, but
I'm just trying to incapacitate him at the moment.
Got it.
I don't actually want to kill him.
Okay. I'll go ahead and roll in response here so you can have an ob to work against. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll give him a Martha. All right, Op 7.
Wow.
He's demon powered right now, so he has
Oh.
gray shade stuff. Yeah, so your intent being you're able to subdue him.
Yeah. Can I freaking command if I'm helping the people around me?
I let him fork in command too, so yeah, go.
I didn't hear you say fork and. I thought you said, can I frickin' command? Come on, Caleb.
I can't wait to fail this. Okay.
Nice, right on the money. That was close. Yeah. So it is a close fight. Like, and maybe you weren't expecting that. You're like, I'm the greatest swordsman on life. I'm just going to destroy this guy. And then the demon power is like, oh, surprising you a little bit. Right. So he manages to kind of like get you, and maybe even like push you down for a moment, but then you like, you get back up in a fury and just punch him in the face or whatever you do. You can feel free to describe how you actually like take this guy out.
Yeah. I just want to disarm him and like knock him down and then hold my sword to him and look around and basically be like, if you come over here, I'll kill him so that I can have a second.
Sure.
And then I'm going to lean in and I'm just going to say, where is Faustus?
What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Do you want to just go ahead and make a roll to see if you can
sure.
Intimidate him?
I think you're going to tell me where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? Man, I don't have like interrogation. I don't know if this is interrogation or not. I guess it kind of is.
It kind of is.
I have intimidation.
Hey, you're almost learning it.
Am I? Oh yeah. Great.
Let me see what the odds are. Current will exponent plus disadvantages if he's resistant to this sort of thing. I don't know if he has a belief against letting you know where he is. So yeah, probably an ob 4, which will not happen.
Ob 8, yeah.
But I think that's what you're at least attempting to do. So
great.
Try to roll that first, and then it fails, and we'll figure out something else.
Yeah. I don't know that I got anything else.
Yep.
Can I use command since he's technically subject to my command? As a person, not as a demon.
I don't think so. He's just a random dude. He's not even in any official hierarchy or structure. I don't think you can command him to do anything.
Oh.
He doesn't have even like an instinct to obey you. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just go and roll interrogation and just see how it goes. But you might.
Can you fork into?
You cannot. Yeah, that's part of the thing is like if you actually had the skill, there actually is plenty of stuff you could fork in to help here, but
okay.
You just don't know enough yet.
Oh, yeah. Super impossible.
Yep. But hey, you got another bubble towards it. Literally one more and you get it.
Yeah.
So.
I'll just do it to another guy and then I'll have a skill and then I'll do it to another guy.
But yeah, he just says, wouldn't you like to know? I already have my reward. Kill me. Go ahead, do it. Look kind of
is this the demon talking or?
You're not entirely sure at this point.
Okay.
You could at this point you could try to like an intimidation or an ugly truth or something to be like, is that really what you want? Like, I am gonna kill you.
Yeah. I guess they say, will that reward follow you into the afterlife?
Mm-hmm. I think it's an ugly truth. Let's make it probably just ob 1. And this is like the worst possible outcome. You die or right? Like,
cool. All right. Intimidation, I assume. Does persuasion work in that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You could do suasion. Actually, let's do suasion instead of persuasion.
Cool. Okay.
Since it's about, the afterlife.
Yeah. You're not going to help. Oof. I tried to fail.
You tried to fail. Yep. Yeah, sounds good. So, I think this is more like the guy. His actual motivation for doing this is, yeah, you're right. I don't actually want to die, but he plays it off as if like, Faustus is easy to find. I don't even have to tell you where he is. And that almost answers your question though, Dellon. Is like he's not trying to hide himself. Like he's probably somewhere in like where he usually is, like near the guilds, right? Like that's where. And I think the last thing Temeth says, this soldier says, is just like he's leading everything from the middle of it all, the new center of power. And that tells you, like the guild district.
We'll see how long that lasts. And then I'd like to try and talk these guards down.
Okay. Get them to.
I mean, I know they're technically not like under my control, but this is until like 45 minutes ago was a entirely church-led city. So I feel like they probably still have some. I feel like a character in my position still has some authority over them, right? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Maybe not literally, but
what are you actually saying?
I want to basically just command these guys to stand down and like, stop being idiots. Because you said they were guards, right?
Yeah, they're guards. They're random like guild people, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I want to try and command them to stop.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can at least try.
Cool. Is that command or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Intimidation. As a fork, I assume.
Yeah, intimidation works as a fork. Okay. I think we'll go ahead and say the ob is 6 on this, mainly because of like beliefs and things.
Sure. Oratory, I assume.
Or oratory, makes sense.
You got numbered wise?
Yeah, I was just about to suggest that. Cool. Yeah.
Does persuasion work here?
What do you actually say? You just said like stand down.
Yeah, I suppose I didn't say anything. Yeah, so he probably looks up and he says, I'm trying to think this. I'm not going to make like a moral argument here because I don't have time to debate people. I think he's basically like, and I guess maybe this will turn into an ugly truth. I don't really know how that works, but he's basically going to be like, even if you manage to turn the city inside out, Shoei's just going to come and march over your corpses. If you actually want to survive today, you need to cut this out.
Right. Yeah, persuasion makes sense.
Okay.
You can do ugly truth too if you want to for that, right?
I think that's everything. Thanks.
All right, op 6.
4.
It's kind of like the highest will of the people you need to get to.
I'll do an Artha.
Stand down.
What?
Whoa, that was
serious?
A really terrible roll.
That was almost all 2s.
Did Connor roll that for you?
Yeah. So you know what? I think happens, David. I think like you're shouting this, and like it maybe even starts to work, and then there's like an earth shaking, and you see jumping down from one of like the buildings behind you. And then starting to just carve his way through your men and thus like break any hold you had over these guards is the hulking zombie body of Furio.
Great.
Right?
Sorry.
He
just joins the fight.
To teach you this lesson, old man.
And we also see Podino, like demon possessed Podino, like teleporting in and out and like stabbing people. Yeah, so they've joined the fight, and now it's Dellon versus them.
You got to be kidding me.
Yep. And we cut from that scene, and we'll go over to Theo. So Theo, you come back into your body, and I think we should roll the die of fate for you as well. I think same odds. On a 5 to 6, you haven't been like captured by Faustus's men.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, die of fate. Okay, so just barely. You are you have been like captured. I'm trying to think of like the most interesting situation for Theo to end up in. I don't think he's like been dragged all the way to the base necessarily. What do you think, Adam? What seems interesting to you?
I mean, that's kind of where he wants to be anyway. So
yeah, that's fair.
Oh
that's fair.
no, I sure hope I'm not captured.
Oh no, this would be awful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that could be fun.
I think that's right where he wants to be.
Okay. Perfect. You'll obviously still have to get out of it, so it's not like it's the best thing in the world. Right. So yeah. Okay. Let's say the guilds. The guilds are kind of far away. Where is the guild district again? Yeah, the guild hall district is on the other side of the river. Let's say this. Let's say you are currently next to the university over here. And there is actually, I don't know if they would attempt this. Technically, there are like a bunch of showy ships in the river right now. Trying to think of like the way that they would get you to like a secure location. Because they like the city is big enough. I don't know if they've gotten you all the way there yet. Probably. Let's say that they're like crossing the bridge, to the like island over here, the Colosseum district that kind of goes in between the two parts.
Oh no, they're gonna throw me in the Colosseum.
Yeah. We just see a moment where Theo like he's being like dragged along, right? Kind of like out of it, and then you like come to, and like the first thing you see is like like the being renovated Colosseum.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're renovating into a palace. It makes total sense for them to like try and take it over.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. You know what? maybe this is where Faustus actually wants to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, this that would be perfect. Plus, like it's Theo, so being in I think that should be it. That'd be awesome.
That actually makes perfect sense, and I think it ties a lot of things up together really nicely.
Faustus is smart. He's kind of ironic or poetic, I guess.
Yeah,
he's being symbolic.
So you're getting dragged into the Colosseum, I think, Theo. When
you know what?
No, Theo. This is what happened.
Fans of me, right? For other reasons.
There are definitely a bunch of people who know about it.
It's a celebrity, basically, but.
This is what we actually get. Theo, you don't even you wake up and you are in the back part of the Colosseum where you would be ushered forward. Yeah, exactly. Where you would be like you would just wait there until the gate opens and then you go out, right?
Oh no. You're just like, am I having a flashback?
Yeah, you literally it literally like seems to you like this is like you've gone back in time for a moment because you're just like in the catacombs or like so cool. And
you even hear like the throng outside because there's going on.
You hear
stuff.
No gods, no masters, no gods, no masters, right?
So cool.
And Theo, you wake up. What do you do?
Am I like chained or anything? Or
oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
He's kind of like, oh no.
Yeah. And then you hear the crowd. I guess first, do you do anything like while you're waiting? Otherwise, like the gate's gonna open and they're gonna let you out. But
no, I think he's just kind of like, where is this going?
You're just kind of disoriented for a little bit.
What is happening? Like,
you look around and then you hear the crowd.
Because to some extent, like the riot and the ships coming in is kind of like I don't really know what's going on. There's just kind of chaos.
Yeah. So you hear the chant. Eventually like go silent. No gods, no masters. And then you hear Faustus's voice. The time has come for revolution. Yeah, exactly. There are symbols to be torn down. Yeah, no gods, no masters. Those who claim that God is on their side. And like laughter. Today we kill one of those fools who thinks they can rule over us. You know him as a death. The ocean's death. But today he will die. And then the gate opens up. You see sunlight kind of pour in, like there's a corridor ahead of you. And, and there's no one in there to necessarily to usher you out, but there's only one way to go, and that's through the belly of the whale.
Do I have my... Wait, so no one like unlocked my chains or anything?
So you're not like chained to the floor. You have manacles on and things on your feet, but like you can move. Actually, you know what? Let's say not on your feet. You just have like manacles on your hands. But you can like move around.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so no trident or anything. Do I need to roll?
Nothing yet anyway. Yeah. No.
I guess I walk out because like.
Yeah. You walk out, sunlight hurts your eyes. You see the Colosseum filled with like Faustus's supporters, right? And Faustus, this has been starting to be renovated into a throne room, basically, right? Like, so there's like part of a ceiling that's being put in the Colosseum, right? Like it's starting to be closed over. And so like there's not as much sunlight but there's like a shaft of sunlight that's kind of like going right on you as you're like walking out, right? But you see Faustus at the far end of the Colosseum on like a throne that's like built into it's where like the Pope or whatever would have resided over this before, right? Like the Colosseum, but it's like starting to be made into an actual like big throne. And the floor of the Colosseum hasn't quite gotten filled in yet, but like it's in the process of having like actual like flooring, like stone flooring put in instead of like the dust and sand of the Colosseum. Yeah. So yeah, you see Faustus on the other end. What do you do?
I think I'm thinking everyone kind of quiets down to see like, what's gonna happen, and I look up at Faustus and I shout out at him. I'm like, I thought I already won my freedom. Do not honor the what's the word? What's the word? Honor the something of victory. Honor the
spoils of victory.
Do not honor the spoils of victory. Are you a man who doesn't believe in fate?
He says, I believe in forging one's own destiny, and that means the one with the most powerful destiny wins.
Imprisoning an unconscious man is forging your own destiny.
He talks over you, I think. He says, I am the crux of destiny, Theo. The time has come for all of this to come to a head, and this begins with killing you. The great god will never have a claim to these lands again. And so I will kill his champion.
I think he holds up his chain. He's like, only a coward kills an
unarmed man.
An unarmed man.
I think. You know what? I wonder if there's a duel of wits here.
Yeah.
With a demon, that'll go well.
Which I actually think I have like an ability that makes me good at that.
You have rapier wit, yeah.
I'm pretty good.
You have persuasion and stuff, yeah. I could see that. There definitely could be like a back and forth here, where you're trying to convince.
Maybe it's like he's like determining, like in his head, he's trying to think of like, should I just execute him, like, or like put him on trial, or like put him in the Coliseum, and like maybe if I win, he's kind of like, maybe I'll put you in the Coliseum, like give you a chance to win, or he just executes me, and so maybe the big thing is like win.
The big thing is the crowds. That's the big thing that matters here. Can you convince the crowds, like the atmosphere of the crowd, that this is what they want, right? They want to see you die.
I think because I'm not like, I think to the people, I'm not necessarily seen as like a holy person. Like I may have been involved, but I'm like, they probably know me from the Coliseum, and so I might have like, they're not.
Yeah, you have a reputation.
Me, but they're like, oh, they got a soft spot a little bit. Like, oh, let's give them a chance to fight. You know, they don't
like, what do you want? An execution or a show? Come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try and fight for. Like, at least I can fight in a. which I think I'm good at. So it's like I'm going to try and rile them up. They're like, hey, at least give me a chance to fight. And so I need to.
Yeah, I think so. Kind of here's the question, though: do we want to do this Duel of Wits now, or do we want to, jump over to someone else, or start the Duel of Wits and then jump over in the middle of the Duel of Wits to someone else?
Yeah, I want to do that.
Do that. Okay, yeah, we can do that. That's fine. Because we haven't been hitting any of those like Duel Wits or fight or anything like that, so I do want to get a chance as we get to the climax here to have some more significant kind of like back and forths with those things. So let's do it. Duel Wits is pretty easy to set up, so it'll take a second here. All right, I'll bring it up. Okay, so the first thing is the statement of purpose. So to begin a Duel of Wits, there must be two sides willing to defend their disparate positions. Each side clearly and succinctly states their case. This is called the statement of purpose. You should arrive at this juncture after role-playing and getting a feel for the situation. So yeah, I think like your point is, you kill an unarmed man. So let's go through like a couple more bits of dialogue here just to set this up. I think Faustus says, this is already more than you deserve, Theo. You betrayed us once. I will not let you betray us again. You will die here. You will be executed as part of this glorious bloody revolution. And the crowd goes, yeah, like.
My dear Faustus, the people want to see a show. A revolution is nothing without a show. What is a revolution without at least instilling a bit of hope into your enemy so that you can crush them afterwards? That's what you desire. You desire to crush the hope. To instill just a small bit of hope and take it away also suddenly. The crowd wants to see their hero fall. I think he's like talking like, oh, I'm going to die. Like, they want to see the hero fall, but not without a show first. Not without instilling that hope, Faustus.
All right, cool. So your statement of purpose is
what they want.
Yep. Your case is basically
I'm pulling out of the Hunger Games. You know how he's like, you got to give him a little bit of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
Good thing Theo's read well read. Read Hunger Games.
Yeah, he wrote it.
Yeah.
The revolution should begin with a show. You should give me a chance to die gloriously in battle after my hope has been crushed. Or no,
what does Rapier Wit do? Because
it lets him do like it gives him dice when he like is snarky in a Duel of Wits.
Oh, okay.
Give me a chance to die glorious in battle to crush whatever hope your opponents have. That sound good for a statement of purpose for you?
Yeah.
Cool. His is, you have already betrayed us once, and I will not give you that opportunity again. You will be executed here without a weapon in your hand. That is more than enough show. There you go. All right, everybody agree to the terms. Theo, you're down with that? Like, basically,
yeah.
if you fail, they're just gonna shoot, like, try to execute you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Body of argument. This is probably a big deal. So let's see. Each side rolls their core body of argument skill, add any successes from the skill test to the lead character's will exponent.
My will's good. Kind of decent.
All right. Yeah. That sounds good. All right. So you're gonna roll a main test and then add it to your will.
A what?
Right. So there are a couple of different skills. There are several different skills that you can use as like the body of argument skill here. So let's see. This is a big showy debates. So you can use oratory, stentorious debate, or rhetoric. You have oratory?
I think I did.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's what's happening here.
Wait. Yeah, I do. It's not very good, but
yeah, I mean, because that's what's happening. You're not like having an intimate argument. It's a showy like debate.
Oratory or what?
I don't think you have the other skills. It's stentorious debate and rhetoric are the other ones that you could use for this. Yeah.
So I roll for that.
Yeah, you're gonna like find your forks, like figure out what you could use in this, like in a general sense, like to your body of argument.
Okay.
Kind of like for what you've already said, right? Basically, and then you add that to your will, and that's your roll.
I'm gonna say
health
arena wise.
Sure. Yep.
Command maybe.
I don't know if you commanded anyone.
Noble wise maybe.
Faustus isn't a noble, so no.
Might specifically only going for him, not the crowd as well.
I don't think there's any nobles in the crowd.
Persuasion?
Right? Yeah, persuasion for sure.
Etiquette? Maybe?
Sure, yeah. Etiquette, yeah, like you give me a chance. Yeah. This is proper etiquette.
Intimidation, maybe. Depends on how you define intimidation.
Oh, sure, yeah, I could see it. Like you're kind of acting pretty like intimidating, right? Like give me a chance. Like I can take you.
You're kind of a coward for letting me.
Right, yeah.
I don't think anything else. I don't think doctrine or.
Yeah, I'm trying to add up his dice, and there's not a whole lot that you can add up either. Okay.
Do I just have a base out of 0 and just see what it is?
Okay, so that's his roll, and that's adding to his body of argument. You can just set the ob as 1. It doesn't matter. It's not really against anything in particular.
Average.
Okay, so yeah. So what's your will?
6.
6. Okay, so your Theo has 11, and Faustus has 17. He has a very good will, and he had a very good oratory. So.
Can I roll fate or no?
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yep. You can do the normal stuff. You have 4 6s, my friend. If you spend 2 fate, you can roll 5 dice.
So what do I put for remaining on then?
Just 1.
Just 1. Okay.
All right, cool. So final of 14. Cool. Alrighty. So the way this works is, I believe we basically choose actions for the volleys. You do it secretly. There is a Duel of Wits handout in the handouts section. I'll go ahead and show it to you guys. So there's all the like an easy reference for all of the different actions you can take. What you're going to do is you're going to choose 3 of those secretly. And I think we do have cards. Yep, there you go. Duel of Wits cards are on the right now, and you can you scroll over that and click choose. You can take a look at all the options, and then I believe if you drag it out, it goes up. It goes face down. So you're gonna line those up 3 in a row for like what actions you take.
Where are the cards then?
On the right. They should show up on the right of Roll20 and next to the chat.
Oh, okay. Now I see them.
Yep. So you want to click choose, and then you can choose from the different cards there. But yeah, so like point is like your normal, like I'm attacking their their point. It's like, your main attack. Rebuttal is when you want to attack and defend at the same time, right? Defend against whatever they're going to do against you. Avoid and obfuscate, I believe, are both like defensive actions. Incite is to try to get him to like do something dumb.
Incite is like the feint, right?
Well, feint is feint. There's also feint.
Oh, there's an actual feint. Oh, okay.
Yeah, feint is like for the speaker leads his opponent into a trap. He lures him to thinking he is discussing one point until the hidden barb is revealed. It can be used to bypass rebuttal and to attack feint, incite, and obfuscate. Incite is more about a character must distract or dismay his opponent. You pronounce an outright insult. And you can force them to make a steel test is what it is. And if they obviously fail the steel test, then they hesitate.
Wait, sorry. Can you reset? I was reading obfuscate. Right, and
incite is like trying to force them, like you're insulting them and like distracting them and trying to get them to make a steel test.
Oh, okay. Feint. What is that? Here we go. Speaker leads his opponent into a trap. He lures him into thinking he is discussing one point until his hidden barb is revealed.
Trying to think of what Faustus would actually do here.
I think he'd surrender.
Same.
I don't think so.
You should tear his shirt off and jump into the ring, and they should fist fight. That's obviously the right answer.
Let's see. What does obfuscate do?
I gotta pull. Did you want to come back or did you want to?
Well, I'm also choosing them for him. But once I at least get them chosen for him, we could skip over to someone else.
Okay.
I guess while we're choosing this, Alfons, what are you going to be up to after?
Is this before or after Cantarius comes back?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if a whole lot of time passed there. Yeah. Sorry. I guess my question really is like, did you head off to do something else, or do you stick around and help Cantarius and Sergio and Gorath and whatnot?
He'd definitely draw on Cantarius's face and try to heal head guy.
Which one do you do first?
Probably healing head guy.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think you'll probably have to figure out like how bad it is first, right? Like he just looks dead to you. Trying to think. I mean, you could try with essential, I guess, but like the only thing you would really be able to do is like, give him a better recovery or like, and that sort of stuff. Like it looks like he like took a mortal wound.
I rewind time before the wound ever
That is
happened.
not a possibility.
I mean, I don't really think there's anything I can do there.
Yeah, I'm not sure there is.
I mean, you could give him helping dice with the essential discipline for when he does his own healing thing, if he has anything.
Yeah. That's probably the best thing you could do.
I'll do that then.
Cool. Yeah, go for it.
Or crux,
Mm-hmm.
Get my kid set up with some toys.
All right, I have stuff set up for Faustus now.
Do spatial or influential help?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nice.
He gets 3.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, basically, I think I assume that like Gorath has like special traits that he's given himself to allow him to like survive these sorts of things, but he does have to like actually, come back.
Yeah, Alfons just walks up and he's just like, he just like sticks out his hand and like shoots like a little gold orb. I'm like, yeah, that's all I can really do. And then he goes to draw on Cantarius's face.
Nice.
I'm curious. I guess Gorath has like persona, but like
he probably has whatever Constantino had. I mean, they both had their masters of the physical discipline.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, the one where he like slowly heals.
Yeah.
I don't think he does because it's like not. But I guess he's had a bunch of time to do things like this. I'm curious. What was it? It was like it's like a troll trait, wasn't it? I guess I gotta look at Constantine.
Well, there was a troll armor trait that gave him armor over his body. I don't think there's a trait that makes you impossible to kill. I think you just gave him that.
No, it's Earthblood. That's what it is. It's no matter how badly wounded, this troll will always heal. Cuts will close, bones will knit, and even lost limbs will regrow. This troll can never fail a health test for recovery, though he can roll poorly, in which case maximum healing time is required for the wound to close. The only way to destroy this beast is to put him to the fire.
Never heard of that. Although that's not what Constantino was doing. He was healing in like seconds. But
was he?
Yeah, literally I had to keep the poker in his skull so that it wouldn't close up so he could fight again.
I guess.
Even though I had just destroyed his
Maybe
brain.
I just misunderstood what this trait did. You know what? This will do. I'll make
at least we're consistently inconsistent.
Yeah. I think I'll have Gorath try to give himself the Earthblood trait. Okay. Like how I'll roll for him in
the past.
I mean,
yeah.
That's probably just what he has because he's able to be ahead, right?
Yeah, but then his head
unless there's a different trait.
Yeah,
for that.
I think it's a different thing.
It's a Duahan thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
not that that's a real thing either in the game, but
it is now.
Yeah,
definitely gotta make that a trait. That's definitely the way Burning Wheel would name that trait. So
yeah.
Let's see. Gorath is going to. It's actually not a super difficult trait to give someone.
Yeah, well, Cantarius is getting up. He gives me that trait too.
He doesn't have the physical discipline. But I guess Gorath can give it to you.
Actually, I do have the physical
Cantarius
discipline,
does,
but it's only at a 4.
Oh,
I'm not very good at it.
Let me see. Physical. Are you good on your choices there, Theo?
I'm almost.
Yeah. All good.
Don't worry. Whatever you choose, Caleb definitely chose the wrong choice. That's how it always works in these.
Maybe he just tries to script what he thinks would make sense, and then you script what you think he'll do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like how in D&D, when you're like, the GM has to be like, what will this monster do? And the player's like, oh, what would I do as a player of D&D?
Yep. That's why most of the time I actually just have them do the smart thing according to D&D, because otherwise I just die.
Yeah. Which, I mean, is the point, really, I guess. But
yeah,
you're not supposed to win, because then the game's over. But
anticipating what your enemy does is just tactics.
But
there's a difference between Jared anticipating what Caleb is doing and Alfons anticipating what the enemy's doing.
Yeah, but and also it's like Caleb, if you're like, enemy. I run in screaming with my sword held up high, and then your first scripted action is avoid. It's like, okay, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
you know.
All right, cool. Gorath has the Earthblood trait.
Nice.
Is there a way I can look at these without flipping them over?
If you go into choose, you can just click on them from the choose menu.
Well, I selected basically the ones I wanted, but
you just want to make sure they're in the right order. I'm not looking at it right now. I have character sheets over it, so don't worry about it. And I've already chosen mine, so it doesn't really matter.
Sure.
All right, Earthblood trait. So yeah, basically, the idea here is that Gorath has taken a mortal wound, but he will eventually recover, even if he has to do it at max time.
Do I sense that spark of life in his brain?
With the essential discipline, probably. Yeah.
I just scoop his mush into my bag.
Gross.
Sure. He can't really act right now, so someone will need to like actually do the like help him. Actually, that's probably what the role that's probably the role you made there, Jared, is. And you got 9 successes, so I think we can assume that that's like the let me check this. The essential can be used to proxy.
Do I do each of the volleys or just volley one?
All 3 of them.
All what do you mean?
Do I set them up or do I?
Yeah, you set up 3 in a row.
Well, 3 actions, right? But do I do 3 volleys? So
No, that's just cards? A volley is 1 action. In fight, there's like differences, but it's in this one, it's just 1-1-1, right? You just 3 in a row.
So I'm picking 3 attacks, or I can
3. Like it looks like you have 3 of those stacked. It's that's just what you're doing in a row. You don't need any more than that.
Oh wait, I'm confused. I don't pick an attack, a defense, and a verbal action for each volley.
No.
Oh
no. You're just choosing
3.
You're
just
choosing 3.
Either an attack, a defense, or okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just what strategy you want to do. You want to be defensive? Do you want to be aggressive? So on and so forth.
Okay, I see. Sorry.
So Jared, you have access to a bunch of the different like medicinal skills with essential. We might just do this roll over again. Because we were thinking you could give him dice to his physical, but he can't actually even do it. Like he can't act right now. He has a mortal wound. He needs healing.
I'm not at my computer right now.
No, that's fine. I'm just gonna look up.
Could you keep the roll or just roll it yourself?
Yep. I'll figure it out. Enemy of injury. Let's see. So you need wound treatment. The very lowest you could get is, I think, apothecary. No, herbalism at OB 11.
That's impossible.
Yeah, so if you would like to keep the 9 successes you got, that's fine. You can only basically spend 1 fate, and then it's a 1 in 12 chance, or you can attempt a different roll. Up to you.
I mean, I just don't think it's possible.
Yeah. Do you want to try? You just want to fail it, or not even try it?
Get a challenging test, I guess.
Right, exactly. You probably have the same fork, so I'll just roll it again here. All right, essential with 5. Any Artha?
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, he'll heal eventually anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, you have the same situation. You're 2 successes away. You got the exact same amount of dice.
I'll just roll fate.
Just roll fate. Yeah. One fate.
Wait, no, I'll come back to roll this because.
Sure. I just marked where it was spent, but you can go ahead and do it. So two remaining 1 dice.
Can my points be addressed to the crowd?
But that's kind of what's happening. Yeah. Like, okay. You can't convince Faustus of this.
I'm like arguing with him, and I'm just kind of like everyone's watching. And I'm
technically
that's the main.
I'm gonna Donald Trump it up.
You can't change their mind. It's more about who the crowd thinks is right.
Yep. Or like what social pressure they feel to do it anyway.
Perfect.
That sort of thing.
I'm gonna Donald Trump this, man.
Nice.
Sure.
I mean, I guess you could change their mind. You just can't force them to change their mind. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Alfons, you gave him, you attempted to give him some dice. You failed to do that. He still, I think. Well, actually, you know what? I think the way it works is like he does actually need treatment before he'll be able to start to heal. So I guess for now, like you just stick his mush in your bag and you'll figure it out later. Is the idea? Yeah. Yep. All right, cool. So yeah, going back to Duel of Wits, I'm ready with mine if you're ready with yours, Theo.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. First for him is if I can flip it. Wait, how do I? There you go. Insight.
Is it supposed to be on the board?
I did avoid.
Yeah, there you go.
Probably.
Should be these, right? Like lined up like that.
Yep. Yeah.
And then let's
That other card is.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I know what they are. So if I pick the wrong, if I dragged, if I got mixed up, I don't think so. But
yeah. Let me double check. I guess we gotta check the handout. I guess.
Hey, obstacle exponents will exponent.
Okay, so insight versus avoid is just a versus test. So insight. So I'm rolling whatever I'm using for insight. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So basically if you get more than me, then you're reducing my successes. And in this case, you just want to get over me because if I get any on you, then you have to I think you have to make a steel test. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you're probably going to win this, but I wanted to give you a chance to do it anyway. So, okay, so this is what happens in the fiction. So Faustus says, very well, Theo, we'll play your game. But let me warn you what will happen if, let me warn you what will happen if you get your way. You will not be the only one in this arena. Your woman will die with you. And then we see some people drag Achia out. From behind him. And
brought the two highest faith exponents in the entire city together.
That is
just
true.
Pray to teleport away.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have the time to do it. They'll just shoot you before you have the chance. But
guns.
They have bows.
I can take a few. For me, didn't
from Faustus, probably not. But yeah, it looks like I don't know if you recognize this dude, but we do see the guy played by Hugo Weaving behind her as well.
Oh yeah,
They ended up capturing her. And then I think maybe he says your friends will die with you. He did. It's both.
He wants her to watch.
Well, it's both Achia and Min that are dragged forward. Min is like almost dead, right? He's like beat up and like bloodied, and like he failed the like battle that he had to do between them. But the implication that he's giving here is like I'm gonna dump them into the arena with you, and they're gonna die as well.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
I might just die then. I'll just like I'm not gonna like. Oh, okay. I'm gonna.
But that's the idea, right? It's like he could incite you here, to like hesitate or like do something dumb, right? So go ahead and add up your dice. You're just doing I think will, but you're not doubling the obs, and I think you can fork as regular since it's a special action you're taking.
Okay, yeah. I was. Let's see.
Oh, what do you say? So with an avoid, I believe that you I'm
off topic, right?
Yeah, you just try to. Oh, that's not the right thing. Avoid the topic. The speaking player must veer off topic, even to the point of sounding desperate or ridiculous. So what do you say?
I was just gonna say, like, this is your leader? Your leader who can't even fight his own battles, who's too afraid to let me win? Huh. Doesn't sound very powerful to me, don't you think?
And let's say that you say that before Faustus says his thing, because if you failed the seal test, then you wouldn't have had the presence of mind to even say that. So you probably say that first, and then he's like, yes, I'll drag them out. Okay, cool. So let's make this roll. But yeah, go ahead. You're using your will as your base, but you can fork if you think anything would.
I can fork probably the same ones, right?
Yeah. Do you want to list them off to me again? See if.
I can't use influential discipline, right?
I don't think so.
I did intimidation, oratory. Well, I guess I rolled for oratory, so I could probably use oratory now because I'm using will now, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So intimidation, oratory, arena wise. I don't get anything for soothing platitudes, right? It's not a skill.
Yeah, I don't think you were soothing there.
And then persuasion, and then etiquette. That's what I used last time. So that's 5. Because I rolled for oratory last time, and so I'm just working in oratory now.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that's how this works, but it's the only way you're gonna have a chance at this. So I'm gonna give it to you anyway.
Not sure what works, like forking or.
As in, like, I don't know if I know that there's no double obstacle penalty for using your will in a duel of wits like this, like there normally would be against a skill. But I'm not sure if you can fork or not. I assume you can. I don't. It would be kind of dumb if you couldn't. So I'm gonna give it to you anyway. I'm trying to think of what role what skill he's making here of the options that he has. I know
that's what I was looking. I was like, some of those options are kind of bad.
I don't think he's lying, but he doesn't have ugly truth. So
intimidation, right?
I guess that's probably the closest.
Let's
one
see of the options for
it is, yeah. Let me just double check what his roles might be. But you can.
It sounds most like an ugly truth because he's like, you're both gonna die. But if you can have a choice, then
I think intimidation makes sense.
What's his intimidation at?
You know what? I'll give you an advantage die since it's not quite the right skill to use. His intimidation is a 4, but he might have some forks here.
Is that his base up or base? He's
that's
not
his base.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's see. Oratory, obviously.
I'm looking for some boos here. You gotta give him the boo. Like boo, no.
All right, here we go. Whew, man, your ob is only 4. He failed.
Well, okay. It's not gray. Is it gray? Did we determine it was gray shaded? Because we went back and forth. I think it is gray shaded. Because remember we determined that we were gonna like I gray shaded will and then it gray shaded faith. Then you're like, oh, that's not a thing, but we'll leave it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't automatically shade all of your previously opened skills based on will. Oh, yes. You're just rolling will. Yeah. This is gray shaded.
Yeah, I'm just rolling will.
Yeah. Yep. You're totally right. Well, hey, it mattered.
Yeah, it did matter. Wait. Oh, I did not include the one you said. I thought there was like a 6. What's the base on? 4?
4, yeah. Nice.
What movie you making? Please tell me it was a point.
Avoid.
It was a void.
Oh, okay. You just avoided it really well.
Well, I thought I'd at least have him try to do fate on that, but
wait. So okay,
it doesn't matter. So what happens is you successfully avoid the topic, and he does not get the insight off on you. Like, I think what happens is like he's even like he says it, but like I know this is also just Theo. Like I think you just like you steal yourself. Like it doesn't affect you because you're Theo, right? So, internally, sure.
So even if I win.
Only because of this particular action he's taking, there was nothing you could do. This is a defensive action only, so the only thing you did is he didn't get the insight off on you.
You've prevented him from like
forcing you to make a steal test.
Yeah.
Well, how do you win that?
Like points. And you have to do points and stuff. But it's fine. Like we'll flip over the next one and see what we're doing. So I'm making a point on you. What are you doing?
I was just avoiding again.
He's just avoiding again. I mean, that's fine.
Deny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think I can do oratory for this one. Yep. Okay. So go, you can just pretty much make the same roll again, but I'll go ahead and roll his first. So you have an ob. His point is basically, you have no leverage here, Theo. These are my men, and they do not and they do not require the show you demand. They will not be fooled by you again. And he'll go ahead and roll his oratory. And he is forking in. This guy has so many skills. Astrology. Yeah, command makes sense. Falsehood. And conspicuous.
I'm probably gonna roll fate if you get higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
But technically, I'm doing it after you anyways. So.
And religious diatribe, I think, and that'll be it. Okay, his job is 8. All right, you got 9, and a whole bunch of 6s. Good luck. You have 1 6. You can spend 2 fate if you'd like to reroll 2 dice. But keep in mind that he can also spend fate. So
2 dice, you said?
Yeah. If you spend 2 fate. There you go. All right, so you're at 10. He's gonna spend a fate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? 1, 2, 6, 7. Yep. He has 7 6s.
So stupid.
There you go. Okay, so he got 13. So he got 3 over you. It's not really bad. But he did get a hit on your argument. What are you trying to say to avoid? Sorry, I don't think we got that.
I was gonna say, you want me to just say it, or
yeah?
I think he just kind of like turns around. He's like, "Does not your man with 10,000 lives deserve to die with honor? To die in a fight? Do you want to see some violence?"
Sure. Okie dokie. So yeah, you're being defensive. You failed that time. Like you're starting the crowd's interest in your rhetoric is starting to wane. Flip over this last one. He's got rebuttal.
Point.
All right.
What the? Why can't I click on it?
There you go. I got it for you. So the first thing that happens is you say something and make a point. What's your point? This is like an actual verbal attack at this point, right? Like here's my point. This is why I'm right.
I gotta think about this.
Mm-hmm. And then really he'll try to defend against it by doing a rebuttal, and then he'll give a fresh point.
I gotta give a fresh point. As someone who's worked directly for you, are we not? And you accuse me of betrayal? Isn't that what you stand for? If you stand for this deception and revolution and anti-God rhetoric, then I'm your chief victor. I've seen it firsthand. I've worked for you. And the only thing that separates me from you is at least I give them a chance. I have a sense of honor. Even among thieves, even amongst us, we still crave that small hope. The hope of victory in the midst of failure. You, of all people, all of us are fighting against a higher power. You had hope once too. And now look at you. Kings among men. Where would you be without me? A victor. Against all odds, standing up against those who threw me in this prison. I am one of you. I was a prisoner once too, to the higher power. And now you want to take that away from me? You don't want to give a lesser power the chance to prove himself, to show his strength, or for you to show your strength against me, instead of imprisoning a man weaponless, without even a fight.
And what do we say to that? No gods! No masters! That's all he says. And so you're going to make a point. He's going to make a rebuttal. And let's see here. Yeah, he'll do it oratory again. So first, let's see. He has to split his dice.
He has to split them?
Yeah. So in attack and defense, because he's doing like an attack on you and in defense of your point. So go ahead and pull up your dice there. What skill you're doing that oratory?
I think persuasion.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it based on what you said. Makes sense.
I forgot my persuasion was like at 6, so I probably could have used that just as much as will.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm just figuring out what to do here.
So do I have to like win by 3 in order to win the whole thing?
No. So the way it works is, no matter what, if even if you get all of his body of argument down right now, you just got it to 0, he would still get a compromise on you, right? So like you would get what you want, but with a twist, right? With a compromise. As in, he's already done damage to your argument, and so you owe him a compromise, no matter how much you win after this point.
Oh, okay.
But if you get any amount of damage on him, no matter what, you will get a concession from him as well, right?
Okay.
There'll be some middle ground between the two statements of purpose you had. All right. I think he's gonna do.
Do I still get a +1 because he's using intimidation again or whatever? Or is he using oratory or something?
No, he's using oratory this time. Okay, here is his attack. And then
I thought he was doing a rebuttal. Oh yeah, he's splitting it between the two.
He's splitting it, yeah. And here's his defense. Oof. Okay.
Yikes.
Yes, your ob is 1. Because you're doing it against his defense there, so.
So if I fail to defend, but I do damage on him.
So you're not defending at all. Point is you're just attacking. No matter what, he's getting those 5 successes on you. But this is to see if you can get some success on him too, right? So
let's see.
This is going to be a good chance to like pile in the successes, because if you get some 6s too, you can spend fate and just keep getting more and more successes.
I think I have 4 because I was using 5 for will, and so now I was using 6 plus the 1, so it's 5. Now I'm using persuasion, so it should be 4. I'm using the same ones.
Yeah, I mean you're just rolling persuasion at this point, so you can just click on that and.
Yep.
Oh, you're talking about forks. I see. Yeah.
I'll use a persona.
Yeah, that could be helpful.
Did you say something snarky? You get dice for being snarky, right?
Oh yeah, did you?
Pretty much, yeah.
In this last point?
Yeah, I basically called him a coward, and
also, I think it's funny because his response was "No gods, no masters," but literally in the last exchange, he's like, "These are all my guys. They won't do anything I don't tell them to do."
No, I know.
Literally their master.
I know.
So you could just be like, "What? Are you just their master?"
Yeah.
Oh, I should have said that.
I mean, you can.
Either way, I think you probably do still get your rapier wit dice. Let me double check what that does.
Oh, sorry, are you looking at that?
plus
thought it was
2 dice. If he can, he can. Oh, plus 2 die to his next verbal action. I think you can still get the 2 dice now. You've been doing this every single volley the whole time.
Yeah.
It's 2
So
dice,
you take an extra 2 dice. Go ahead.
Sick.
The way it works though is if the character with a rapier wit does not win the test, then he has to. He can't use rapier wit. I think, for the rest of the duel.
Oh, okay. So it works until you look like an idiot and doesn't work
Exactly.
anymore.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
All right, Ob 1, my friend. Hope for lots of 6s.
Okay.
This is basically the last round, right? I think you probably.
If he can get enough dice, yeah. Well,
But I mean, like, what's his body of argument? I assume 5 successes probably takes his argument out, doesn't it?
no, if Faustus has 17 still.
No, I'm talking about. Oh wait, what? Body of argument must be a lot larger than I thought it was.
Are you talking about Theo?
Yeah.
Theo will have 6 after this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess these pools are a lot bigger than I thought they were.
Yeah.
Okay, 6, nice.
All right, you got 2 6s. You can spend 2 fate to reroll 3 dice if you'd like to, Theo.
What do I put for remaining up?
Just 1. It doesn't matter, or 0. Yeah, either one.
Oh.
All right, 1 more success. So you did get 6 total because he had a 1. But you got 6 over. So
He's at 11
his is now 11, and yours is now 6. All right, cool. So no matter what, you will be getting some sort of compromise from him. But I think we'll probably end here because you got to go here soon, Adam. But you guys are in the middle of this whole big duel of wits back and forth, and we ended on that like Faustus saying "No gods, no masters," and then the crowd is still cheering for him, and Theo's just standing there like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be tough, right? Like I gotta get them to like go against him somehow." And you're struggling with that in your mind as we cut the episode. I think what I'm trying to remember what's happening with all the characters so we can get last points of like where everybody's at. Dellon, you were. Oh yeah, you had to fight Fury.
Should I say what David just said? Just like that's the last thing I say.
Mm.
No gods, no masters, huh? Well, it sounds like you've already replaced your master.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we see Dellon like getting ready to fight Furio. And we see Cantarius come back to himself. And what would be like the first thing you do, Cantarius, when you kind of come back?
He probably would glance at Dellon and
Dellon's not there. Sergio and Alfons, and it's just Sergio and Alfons.
Right. I forgot that their bodies aren't in the same place as me. Yeah. So he probably just glances at the people. There he looks for Gorath and Alphonse and Sergio to see what their state is.
Yeah, you don't see Gorath at all because he's in Alphonse's bag.
Right, and Alphonse just like standing there, like acting nonchalant, like
acting nonchalant, like what?
Like whistle, like badly whistling.
Nothing to see here. Yeah, and I think maybe the last thing we see is Sergio just like staring at his hands that were disintegrating, and now, you know what? I think let's say that he has some sort of permanent mark from that, though. Let's say his hands are like ash stained. It looks like, and they'll like remain that for the rest of this. Like his hands are, have darkness stained onto them. And I think the last thing he just says is, "I don't think I deserved that."
No one deserves a second chance.
Cantarius, you have any last thing to say?
I don't know. I think he's probably just surprised to hear that coming from Alphonse. He's like, like, oh, that was rather serious and wise of him. And he just kind of nods in affirmation to Sergio. And he I guess he like puts out a hand, right? He's like, come take your second chance.
Yeah, and Sergio kind of shakily, right? Like he's looking at his hand still, right? Like the stained hands, and he just kind of like shakily takes yours.
And then he sees Cantarius's face, and there's a mustache and a monocle drew on there.
What the?
Well, he probably doesn't. He probably can't see his face.
I love that serious moment of like, yes.
The closing shot is just Cantarius looking serious but completely aloof to the fact that it's the drawn on his face.
The whole scene's from behind Cantarius.
Yeah.
And the camera switches and you're like, wait.
Amazing. And then I think the very, very last thing we see is just like a zoom out shot of like you guys realizing, oh, the city's on fire. Right? Like things are going down. And then we'll go ahead and call it there. Okay. Let's go ahead and do some beliefs and instincts. Connor, when you first like lifted up Kai, he was so perfectly just like kind of upright that it looked like a doll, like a baby doll.
He's just like that. He always just looks so serious and calm and chill.
That's funny. Like, I'm realizing now that
hello, it's Kai.
Yeah. I'm realizing now.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm realizing now that like to we're just gonna have to split sessions between duel of wits and fights or whatever you want to do here. Just gonna have to deal with having to split it halfway.
Long sessions of intense rolls.
Okay, Theo.
Maybe like 2 fate. I don't know. I did.
You got a faith roll that succeeded, so you got like a fate point there. You're working on it.
I found Faustus.
You did. I don't know if you did any. I'll give you a fate. I don't think you've like earned it, like persona-wise.
Fate,
but
sure,
you
made a roll. You made a roll on a die of fate.
Yeah, and failed. Let's see. And then I'll give you a fate for the last one too. You're still working to defend your friends, right? Like you're working to like help Achia not be thrown into the ring, right?
Yeah, guys, I need your help. You guys gotta come help me and save me or something.
I don't think anyone's gonna be able to come help you, Theo. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing right now.
If I live and I make it through, and I'm like, guys, I was like almost dead. Where the freak were you?
Yeah.
All right, that's probably it then.
Yeah, I guess, unless there's like a trait or something that came up. You know what? I'll give you a trait for a fate point for Spartacus. The character was a hero among the slaves, outcasts, and soldiery. I like you kept trying to lean into that the whole session, being like, no, I'm like this hero of the people. Like they got to listen to me, right? Like, so I'll give you that. Cool. So that's 4 fate for Theo.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
All right, I'm out. See you guys.
Sounds good. See ya.
Yeah.
Right.
I might have to log in on Zoom real quick to give us another person to keep the overlays consistent. All right. There we go. Cantarius. Did you get a test on the intellectual discipline today?
I did use the intellectual discipline today, yes.
Wasn't that difficult? Oh no, you just had so many dice.
We did this exactly last session too. It doesn't matter because I'm still working on it. I can't control the tests, so we've always just given me.
I
for it.
Disagree with past Caleb if that's the case, because you can control the amount of dice you're rolling.
Exact same conversation, the literally last session, and
you can control like the amount of dice you're rolling if you want a difficult test, right?
Connor, we're consistently inconsistent. Come on.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll rule otherwise the next session. I guess I'll just change that belief then. If I had known that'd be how it gets.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has to be.
There's no way for me to get tests anymore.
If you want to succeed on stuff, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll give you a fate this time, and then we can probably just change it for next time.
Yeah, I'll change that belief.
Cool.
The world did not end. Not on my watch. I'll protect my friends from the dangers in the intellectual plane.
Honestly, I think I'll give it to you because, like, you did break the bond of Sergio, but that was also you protecting your friends, right?
Yep.
I'll give you 2 persona for both of those. As in for 1 for each of those, I believe 2 and 3.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll give you a fate point for always offer forgiveness to those who repent. I do just like seeing the Cantarius have to deal with that instinct, right? A good moment there between you guys at the end. I think that's it, though.
I should totally get right skill, right time again, since I'm the only reason.
The only person you can do.
Sergio is able to live.
kind of because we've tailored the whole campaign around that. I don't know if it really counts.
Yeah, no, you're right. I get that all the time for
Mhm.
intellectual discipline. I think that's it.
Mhm.
I guess I didn't really. Nothing came of the temptation, so
Exactly.
I was gonna say maybe Broken Soul is interesting for this, but not really.
You know what? I'll give it to you. It doesn't have to be like something that like got you into trouble. It can be something that flavored the narrative in an interesting way. So I'll give you a
Okay.
fate for Broken Soul. All right, Dellon. First belief, no. Right? You haven't tracked down the Inquisition, other
Right.
Inquisition guys yet or whatever.
Didn't do the second one either.
Yep.
I didn't really get a chance to do anything with Alfons because I didn't know where he was.
Yeah, but you do. I'll give you a fate for that though. You like tried to help Sergio, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And
And you're working on that last one.
Yeah.
So another fate. Let's see. I don't know if any of your traits came up. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it. Dellon will get to lay a smackdown next time. So
Yeah.
just tailor all your beliefs to like killing this guy, killing that guy.
Yeah.
All right, Alfons, you kept Sergio alive, Persona. You did not help rally the forces of Lucerta yet. You haven't had a chance. But you did fool Lizard and Zombie, so Persona. 2 Persona.
Woo. Do I get fate for drawing on Cantarius?
Yeah, you can do a humor fate point, yeah.
And can I get a fate point for this might just work since I'm screwing Dellon over?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure.
Woo.
Send them after Dellon, yeah. Fate point, okay, cool.
Thanks. Do I get a fate point for being your scapegoat?
My patsy.
If you had like the trait unlucky or something, then maybe, but I don't think you do. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything. All right, the only other thing would be...
I have an instinct that is never go unarmed under any circumstances, which is why he sent them after me.
I don't think so.
He knew I'd be able to kill them.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I don't think anyone else got humor. Right skill, right time. I don't know if anyone else had that. It's supposed to be like an obscure thing, so. Embodiment. I'm happy to give. You know what? I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Who earned
Give it to
embodiment
Adam.
this time? I know Adam for sure. Yeah. I'm just trying.
Oh, you already got one.
Curious if anyone else.
I don't think anybody else had enough screen time.
Probably true. Yeah, I mean Dellon did, but I don't know if he did anything necessarily embodiment worthy. There wasn't a big speech or anything. Mold breaker. I don't know if there is. Honestly, Averio probably got mold breaker this time for going after your family instead, but that's probably it. Okay, cool. Well, there you go. That is Crow Inquisitors. Thanks for playing, guys. That was a blast.
Yeah.
We're out. Adios.